4 extra and losing his hand. Now, I want to say that I think this was pretty much the sorry, excuse me. No, I want to say this is probably like the actual last 30 seconds of his 15 minutes of fame. Like, you came, you saw, you didn't conquer. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these things right here to maybe help prove my point. But you had 15 minutes of fame. That's all you had, which was cool. Which was cool. Better than I got. I ain't even got 15. I ain't got 2. But my thing is, with that time you had, you squandered every opportunity you had. You actually you you came out, made a big splash on Cam Capone news. For some reason, you settled on No Jumper, landed a recurring role there, was going viral every other week. You even helped my channel blow up because I'm just reporting about you. And then you didn't fight nobody. Nobody saw no fights. You just talked tough and picked on weak people and was portrayed as a bully. And now all of a sudden, I mean, come on, man. One of your last viral rants was one of your current, was the Unk 607 situation. And then you also had the Munchie B threat. I didn't even know Munchie B was blind. That's how new I was at doing reaction channels. Everybody in the comments was like, yo, he's real tough talking to a blind dude. I was like, yo, talking to a blind dude. So, but anyway, 4 extras hand. You need like I said, that is your last 30 seconds of 15 minutes of fame. Like, unless you can find some sort of phenomenal way to I don't know, jump into like a whole realm of I want to say advocating for prosthetics, advocating against advocating for firework safety, things of that nature. You should have did what I told you 5-6 months ago when I said, yo, milk No Jumper and all the other platforms for the viral interviews, get paid, get a bag, but also create your own channel. It was crazy how you kept talking down to Aaron the plumber so much. And all he wanted you to do was be a young, successful black man with his own platform. He said, if you want to fight me for this 50,000 and up, 100,000, maybe 100,000, all you have to do is create your own platform and not go back to No Jumper after you get the bag. And you chose to stay ignorant. Now, I have a whole theory about how you can block your blessings. Like, I have a whole theory about that. Like, I mean, that's a real thing. It exists. You have all these. If you really actually, not unfortunately, but I was actually not studying, but through this channel, I have gotten to know 4 extras whole life situation, his whole story, all that. So, one thing I did learn was that. Hold on, let's go start right here. One thing I did learn was that he was sentenced to life for attempted or an actual hot one, something like that, a robbery gone wrong, whatever. Who cares what the charge was? You were sentenced, but you were not supposed to ever come home. Boom, you got early release on appeal. Came home. That's a blessing right there. That is a major, major blessing. Then boom. Then the second thing you do is you go viral. Sorry, my bad. Let's not skip all the steps. You go viral. Come home, tell your story. Come home off the back. 10 phase. Beat up Jap 5 off the back. That was you. Boom. Went viral. Boom. Was getting a bag. Anything you touched went viral for like 2 months. Then boom. What you did? You went back to jail. Blocked a blessing. Because of some stupid ish. Everything you went to jail for was stupid. And it was always the same reason. And you knew your parole officer was going to do it. And you kept violating. So can you imagine for me now, and this is me speaking from an actual selfish perspective. My channel was struggling. I had 3,000 subscribers, 1,000, something like that. I don't know, something small. I reported on you for a week. My channel blew up exponentially. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. I found a niche. I could piggyback on with that. And then I could add my other stuff with this. Cool. And then in a month, you go to jail. So, and I noticed that my numbers started slipping. So if my numbers started slipping as somebody who just does some reactions to you, I know your numbers was super slipping. If you even had your own numbers, because you didn't have your own platform. So maybe No Jumper's numbers were slipping. Didn't make any sense. Then he came home. And then guess what? You came home on Hood Day and then went right back to jail on Hood Day. This man with a jail in the same outfit. He came home and that was crazy. That was crazy. Heather says you talked a good game, but that was it. No, the crazy part was we believe you on the fights. We believe that you done beat up and those people that you said you beat up. You never said you won every fight. I noticed that. Everybody kept saying you act like you won every fight. Hell yeah, I'm gonna act like I won every fight too. But in his stories, he's never said I've won every fight. He just tells you the stories about who he beat up when he did win. So I was like, we'll give you that. I was giving that. But then the whole thing, when you turn down the whole King Pill situation, that's when the stopwatch started going on your career. And gotta be honest, my dude. As somebody who's actually a fan of you, like I wasn't glazing, but I was a major fan because like you was blowing the channel up, you were saying funny-ish, you was very entertaining. Like I thought it was dope. You're like a more supercharged Crip Mac. Thought it was lit. But then when my numbers started messing up, and then you was doing, but even I'm reading all the comments too. So you gotta know that no jumper's getting the same comments. But anyway, I digress. You blew your hand up, big dog. Like that was great. Your fighting arm, your strong hand. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. Like, I don't want to get on here and be like, oh, yeah, you deserve it. I don't think anybody deserves to lose half their hand on no kind of accident and it looked like half your face was looking like, you know what I mean? Like, you went through something very traumatic. That was a life-changing situation. And not life-changing, that was life-threatening. Like, and I would never try to down-talk nobody's situation, enemy, not enemy, content, not content, just as a human being, human to human. Like, I want to acknowledge the fact that you were in a very traumatic situation, and maybe you might not be traumatized now. Maybe it might come out later. Maybe it might not come out never because you've been through other stuff. But a normal person would be traumatized by half your hand, like this gone. Like we haven't seen the actual stuff and seen what's missing. We don't know if you're going to get prosthetics. We don't know what's going on. But one thing I did notice, I could be wrong, but I noticed you still have the knuckles. Now, if you still got the knuckles, that changes the game. You can still sock somebody out like you be talking about. And for the bravado, maybe that might still work for you. I heard that they left your fingers on the scene. Somebody came back and took pictures of your fingers on the scene. I pray to God that wasn't true. Matter of fact, let me just go take a look real quick. Let me just double check. I'm praying they was capping when they said it. I'm praying that they were capping. I'm just a quick little, you know what I mean? I could be wrong. It says 4 extra fingers. Like literally. Like left on scene. Hold on. Let me open this up for you. Let me open this up. Let me see if we can go ahead and figure this out. Hold on, let me open this up. Where are we at right now? Explore. Yeah, I thought they said something about. I'm just gonna type in 4 extra fingers. Bam. Here we are. And what we got? I know you said Vernon Avenue. I'm finna blow somebody up. It was yourself. Watch your words once again, too. I try to tell people all the time, watch your words. Words are so powerful. Very powerful. I'll be trying to tell y'all. But I thought I saw somebody say they actually found his fingers on the scene. Fingers on the scene. Let's check this out. We don't have to. I mean, it was blurred out. Uh-oh. Is this right here? No, this has got to be some porn or something. That's how they always do it. Something like this. That's no good. All right, cool. Anyway, short story shorter. Somebody actually did say that they had his they saw his finger on the ground. And I'm saying, like, in that situation, you're supposed to be able to act. Can you imagine if that dude put up to your cell? That's crazy. But yeah, somebody was saying, like, I was thinking that like they could actually attach the finger. So if he actually kept most of this part right here and they found the appendages right here, sorry, these parts, and you kept your knuckles, it's like, yo, you could actually put them back and you could actually be all the way back off the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that would be a blessing just as a human being. You want to be able to hold your children. You want to be able to hold your woman, your wife. You want to just be able to hold a spoon. That's your actual power hand. That's your dominant hand. So that's the hand you want to use. So while everybody else is out here making fun, talking joke, actually, you know what's crazy part is? A lot of people are not. I would have thought a lot of your enemies would have came out and been like, F you, woo, it's just Munchie B. Like, and a couple people, but I'm actually surprised. And I'm glad people are actually showing compassion. They're being human. They're showing grace. And especially for somebody who said, I'm not giving niggas no passes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's beautiful. Like, I think that's beautiful. I think, like I said, as a human, man, like you got to sit back and look and be like, yo, like that is messed up. Like, whether it was your fault, whether it was somebody else's fault, it happened to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I got for it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. I just want to go ahead and say my piece about it. I know Poetic Flacco has made about 30, 40, 50 videos about you right now. Like, just glazing the fact that you are actually out of commission. Matter of fact, let's see if he does have a 4 extra video right now recently. Let me just see if he, because you know I'm just let's see, dude. I got it. Let's just type in Poetic Flacco and see what comes up. Look. Poetic Flacco. Look, wait, that wasn't a picture. Look at it. Oh, look at this. We have a 4 extra video from Poetic Flacco. Says he's not gonna return to No Jumper because of it. And hey, that's good. You shouldn't go to No Jumper. So let's check it out. Let's see what they're talking.
Peaches and cream and all.
What happened? What's going on?
On the most recent episode of the Adam and Wack show, Wack 100 warns Adam that it's not going to be peaches and cream and all good when he sees 4 extra.
So have you and 4 extras began to, have you had a conversation with him about, well, we know why he mad, but is he like this?
We spoke Friday.
He done with No Jumper?
Friday we spoke for like 3 minutes. Then Monday I tried to call him.
He was trying to mollywop you. I laughed at that.
Not specifically, but when I was listening to his tone on the phone, I was like, because I'm just not used to like the people that I have on my podcast. He told me to meet him at the studio. I'm not used to like anybody trying to be on some scary, some tough shit with me. Like, you know, I just don't. I don't normally have to deal with it. So
I'm just, hey, you want a new sweatshirt and a new bedroll? Come on to the laundry room.
Hey, man, they got it for you. You don't need to go to the 6,000 floor.
Hey, yo, when you said that.
What?
When you, I swear to God, because you were talking, you were like, talking 4 extras, you was into your white boy shit, right? Okay. Talking 4 extras, he was like, yeah, just come up to the studio, we're going to talk about it. Come up here right now, I'm telling myself, he finna beat your ass. You finna be the one he claimed he whooped your ass.
Warn you. Adam, he didn't even warn you, huh? Did he tell you that 4 extras was going to beat your ass? Even tell you that?
We're not talking about 4 extras.
What are you talking about? Look, he telling Adam, you have my ops up there, and you asking them, you asking my ops, cause how they feel about the firecracker in my head. But listen, Adam, come on to the studio right now. Come up here right now. I'm telling myself, Adam don't even realize what's going on. You about to be the demonstration of the left hand.
See, but that left hand might not be as strong as that.
I don't know what it was. Right? He was no damn trying out on your ass.
You grab that nigga hand, he gonna fall. You grab his injured hand, he gonna fall to the ground.
I don't know what 4 extra was really trying to put it down.
I know for a fact that 4 extra is completely unbridled and vehemently angry about this podcast right here. I know that for a fact.
I gotta talk to me in a strongly worded way.
No, what I think he was gonna do? He had some duct tape. He was going to sit you down.
Put me in the trunk?
No, he had something better for your ass. He was going to sit you down. He was going to make you open up that hand. He was going to make you offer you couldn't refuse.
Put on that King Bill nail polish.
An M80 in that hand and duct tape your goddamn hand with the stem out, and they was going to light it. And then y'all could pod together.
Explode my hand.
Boom!
You're a piece of shit.
How you trying to throw the lighter? What did he say, trying to throw the firecracker through the lighter?
Who said
that's great.
Bro, I heard that.
They said that he threw the firecracker. Say he lit a firecracker and threw the lighter, not the firecracker. I never heard that before. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I heard that. Hey, look, I've done that before.
That can happen.
I don't want to be seen as making light of our friend losing his hand.
Whatever Wack told Adam, I think that was the first time it really resonated with Adam. Like, oh, damn. What we be doing up here regarding 4 extra may not be so cool. Because that's the first time I've heard Adam say, I don't want to be seen making light of what my friend went through in regards to 4 Extra. When Young Hawk began to talk about firecrackers.
Well, we don't care about.
I don't want it to be seen like the memo. I could make it into.
So is that the mistake Adam made? Wack 100 says one return because of this mistake. That's it. So, oh, there was more.
Back to having a working relationship with 4 Extra.
Okay, but how do you think that the quest to get paid $50,000 for an interview is going?
No, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, we understand story out there.
See, that comes from the homies talking.
Yeah. That's why the story not out. This is what they're saying, you know.
Bro, you can start your own thing, and then we can do it. They looking for position for themselves. They wasn't being real homies to him because his build and his growth is here, and he's not all the way rooted to it. The reason why 4 Extras was going so tough because he got out, he was doing it for a month, he went to jail. Yep. Okay, he's calling. All right, now we're gonna hear about the fades when he got out. He got out for 10 days. We waiting to hear about the fades. He go back to jail.
We never really got to see what him being free for a couple months in a row would be
2
like.
2 months he goes to jail, he gets back out, people calling him out, he didn't take a few of the fades for whatever reason, and then now this happens. So now it ain't like he had a run. How long does that happen? Even with C-Mac, even with Crip Mac, right? You knew, okay, people was kind of getting over, you know, your words and your antics. So now you moved him into, you did some other little like show with him, right?
We tried it.
Yeah, you kept moving him around to different things because when you're not a guy that's versatile enough to just talk about everything and all kind of things and outside people, it works and it lasts for so long.
You got to keep
he was in and out of jail month, 2 months back. So when it never caught up with him when people was like, all right, I'm over it. We're waiting to see the fight that now we'll never see.
All right, but here's the question is, do you think that 4 Extra has already realized that the best situation for him financially is no jumper and that he just hasn't reached out because on a pride level,
well, I hope he
doesn't feel right about going back.
I hope he realized that how he handled it and what he did is going to change things because I'm going to be real. Without saying too much, like, bro, this is why you can't overdo with people when you're showing genuine love. What you was doing for him, nobody else is doing for nobody, bro. And him going in and out of jail, you still holding his seat, right, was a gesture of respect and comradeship, right?
I'm not gonna lie, when I told Wack how much I was paying 4 Extra,
yeah, I tripped. I'm like, damn.
He was like, what? He's like, that's too much.
It's no secret. I think 4 Extra has said it publicly how much he was getting paid. I think his friends have said it publicly. So it's no secret. I think 4 Extra was getting paid around $10K a month on No Jumper, about $140,000 a year. But the original contract was for 3 months. It was like, hey, right now your buzz is up here. You're new to the channel. You're getting a lot of views initially. So here's the 3-month contract. 4 Extra interpreted that as it's a year contract. So what Wack is now telling Adam is, well, when you start somebody up here and that F's you over in the long run, because when eventually the numbers sort of come back down and kind of settles out, because 4 Extra is fresh out of jail, the numbers is going to be 400,000 views per interview. But
this man is saying everything I just said. I've never seen this video. When did this drop? 5 hours ago. I was with y'all 5 hours ago, streaming all day. Didn't see this video at all.
Once he does enough interviews on the channel, the numbers is going to settle into like 150, 200. So once the number settles in, you can't just give somebody 10K a month for 3 months and then come back and say, hey, the numbers done settle down. Let's lower it. No, if the starting point is 10K, it has to go up. So Wack is explaining that to Adam like, bruh, like that right there kind of makes it impossible for him to now come back. Because if you're now saying, hey, listen, man, like yo, 10K a month is no longer viable. We have to reduce it. He's like, well, I'm at my most famous right now, so I want more. And, you know, you can negotiate down. And if you're not willing to negotiate up because you kind of overpaid the first time, it kind of makes it impossible for him to come back because, like, they're no longer going to agree on anything. Because 10K should have been the amount that he's making right now at his peak. But when you give him 10K initially, you kind of now got to double or do 20 or 30. And if you're not willing to do that, it's probably never going to happen, right? He's probably not going to come back to no jumper.
That is crazy. I thought that was weird as hell too after he came out, and I ain't gonna lie. Even I was surprised that he went back to jail, but even still going back to jail, I thought $10K a month was crazy. I ain't gonna
grateful.
I was like, bro, I'm like, you did what? But I told you, I said, when you do shit like that, bro, when you do shit like that, it'll come back and bite you. Because he was giving him a bag. I'm like, you did what?
But I don't necessarily.
But I didn't too much trip when I thought about it. He fresh out. I gave the little nigga some money. Right? He fresh out. He doing his thing. And, you know, that's why when he would ask me certain things, I would scratch my head.
But you want the other part that was weird about it is that when I decided, like, yo, let's go exclusive, let's do content, you're a part of the team, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars. I said, I'll give you this amount for the next 3 months. He took that and started going around telling people how much he was getting paid per year. And in that moment, and I knew that because you were like, hey, guess what I heard? I heard exactly how much first you're getting paid. Sarah, what I realized in that moment was,
talk about blocking your blessings. There's another thing I didn't see how he blocked your blessings. So you got paid actually higher than you're supposed to get paid, and you ended up blocking your blessing. Like, so you were actually so Adam only gave you 30 racks for 3 months, and you thought you were getting paid. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, the moment where I have to tell him that amount is now lower is probably not going to be something that goes smoothly because he's over here just assuming that's
I didn't know how you was going to keep doing it.
Often not like that.
I just thought you would. I said, shit, if that's what you doing, I said, bro. But see, that's where you was going to run into a.
See, the crazy part is the 4 Extra was getting paid 10 racks for for a month. That lets you know the pay scale that everybody else is at. Brick Baby getting probably 5, 4, 3, 2. Like, who knows? Like, you know,
problem at. I'm talking business with you. You start a dude off here, and he's showing up, and then you tell him, all right, this what it is, and is, let's say, half or a little under that, because that's the reality of it, right? When the business, what I'm making, what I'm paying you, what they call, he don't see what I see. He doesn't see, bro. He don't see the camera. He don't see that, right?
Because somebody like
it's gonna
Vlad,
be a problem.
See, that's how Vlad insulates himself from that, is that every single person that he has a relationship with, whether it's a Boosie or it's a Michael J. White or whatever, it's like, yo, I'm going to give you this amount for an interview. Whatever else you want to do, you want to go do 500 other interviews, go ahead. I'm paying you for this interview. That's it. And then if we want to do another interview, then we can discuss. And so a lot of the people that he has on the platform might get 10 grand to start. And then as time goes by, maybe that number is $2,000. Maybe
didn't
it's $3,000.
Boosie say like 50 or 100? He says
Boosie a liar. Boosie exaggerated the way he's getting paid. It was probably came up for him.
That shit. How you start so high and drop it so low?
But that's why I told him he messed up out with 4 Extras.
No, but that's how it goes. Because think about it. If you come on the show and you're talking about, well, I beat 5 bodies and I grew up in this neighborhood, I had shootouts, I did this, all these crazy stories, and then you do 6 interviews, and by the time you get to the 6th interview, it's like, so Kendrick and Drake, huh? And it's like now they
reminds me of this one person I killed.
I mean, some people can't get views consistently like that, you know?
He thought it was hating. I said, no, listen, bro. I understand the mentality. I got homies like him.
Right.
I understand his mentality. It took you a while to understand his mentality. You can't tell nobody, whoop, and then after 90 days, when you're looking at the numbers, you say,
a nigga like that, that's a nigga like that gonna feel played
you got
for
me
sure.
fucked up. Look, let me show you the numbers. I don't want to see no numbers.
Wack is 100% correct.
He is. That's
I
crazy.
remember watching.
He said that pretty much as eloquently as I.
First episode, because they were. I'm like, other 4 stuff.
Oh, you got anything on the interview?
The episode. How?
Okay, cool. So you just waste your time. All right, or try to waste our time. All right, cool. Let's get back to the situation right here. So what I was saying is, pretty much that's exactly what I was saying. That pretty much just proves my whole theory. Like, yo, 4 Extra, your time is pretty much almost up. I hope it's not. I would think that more as a human being, you'd want to focus on like your children, your future child, the first and only child, your strong relationship with your wife. But you have to find a way to support these people too. So, and you're in a situation right now to hopefully the GoFundMe hit. I think you got 12K off the GoFundMe, maybe 20K. But that can only last for so long. That first interview, you're not going to get the 50K. I hope it does something. I hope you do something. I hope you get maybe 10, 15, like real quick. You can go to Vlad or something, but that's what happens when a lot of people come out of jail and don't have life skills. So you are 40 years old, almost 40 years old, and don't know how to do almost anything. Like when it comes to the regular common man's workforce, I guess you could do grunt work, but now you can't even do that because your hand is, you know what I mean? So, but hey.